Hey everybody, was guided to come on and do a video and have a little chat with y'all, let you know what's going on in our reality, and just kind of hang out for a little while. We are still in the same area, camping with the bus, off the grid, which is really cool to be able to be off the grid. Um, I love the bus. We're having a really great time. Update with Dan and I can feel the energy like slowly developing back into like a comfortable place for us. Um, and it's strange, but we are coming back together, and I really didn't expect myself to be as open to it as I am, but like every moment I spend with him reminds me of how well we work together and the love that we share and the understanding and compassion we have for one another. And it's like, ever since the beginning, the thing that made me know that he was going to be the one for me was that like everything I liked, he liked, and it still is that way, you know? Once you really see that core essence of somebody, you know that that's who they are. And sometimes different energy waves can make it seem like they've changed into something that they're not, but it's never really a full change, you know? It's like, look at your own life. Like when you experience extreme things, the cats are going bonkers. That's what all that noise is over there. And people are driving by. Whenever you experience any extreme circumstance in your life, whether it's like losing a job or getting into an accident or hurting yourself or someone passes away in your life, like it really shifts the way that you interact with the world. So it's not up to me to judge his process in anything. So in reflection, looking back at like everything that happened in California and Dan leaving and then us deciding to come here, like I can't really judge that experience, and I am grateful for it because we did learn a lot, and I did learn that I how to express myself even though it's not pretty, not to cut myself off, not to hide my feelings anymore, not to hold back saying things just because I'm afraid to hurt somebody's feelings. Because, we all deserve to live the life that our heart truly desires. And it's never gonna get there unless you either make a change or announce the way that you feel or try to do something to push it in a positive direction. So for me, complete and full transparency on how I feel and how my reality is to me, because sometimes it's difficult for people to put themselves in your shoes and really not understand what's going on in your reality unless you tell them. Like if you can't open up and share things, you can't expect people to understand what you're going through. So even though a lot of the things that I'm going through are some of the reasons why we split to begin with, like to still be able to maybe like rephrase things or talk about things in a different way that don't trigger the other person to not really want to receive. um, Having kindness in everything that you say, and understanding that like we can't control anything, we can't control anyone or anything like that, but we can make it known how we feel. And the people that are attracted into our lives are attracted there for a reason. And we all know that we all are humans, and we all have capacity for compassion and understanding and care and empathy. So the more we can share that with one another, the more that we can open up each other to being that divine love that we're all craving. You know, we all are craving that divine love. Let's be real. Anyone who says that they don't want love, or they're happy being alone, or they're just like fine being single for the rest of their lives, like, or not even in a community. I mean, I guess life can harden your heart to that point, but in reality, we're tribal people, and community helps us grow. Being and learning with one another helps us grow. We learn so much from each other. We inspire each other. I mean, the time when Dan wasn't here and I was all by myself, alone, I mean, I was still creating things. I was still getting shit done, but, you know, to have someone to share it with, to have someone to be like, oh, look what I made. What do you think about it? Isn't it amazing? It just pumps that extra energy into it, you know? All of us with our forces combined, putting all of our love into everything that we do, amplifies it so grandly. So, me having him here and putting love into the meals that we eat, putting love into the things that we create, if we're on the same page in unity, our energy is amplified exponentially, not even just times two, because it's so much bigger than that. It's not linear, you know? It's like the ripple effect. It's a boom, boom, boom. You can just see it. So it's great. And then also sharing my things, even on Facebook. And I haven't really been making a lot of sales, which I wish I could make more sales. I'm praying for more sales. I am worthy of sales. I am worthy of selling my art for even energy exchange. I am so worthy of it because I am a divine creator. Even putting it out there and people like admiring it or feeling the beauty of it, that energizes it, and it just boosts it up even a little bit more. So every single time that somebody likes something that I post, it just like amplifies the energy of the art that I made. So that's really amazing. And it's beautiful to think of the awesome contributions that everybody has energetically, and not just get wrapped around other things, you know, like about what isn't good. You focus on what is good. So what is good? What is good with this relationship with Dan? Well, he makes me feel safe. He keeps me warm at night, even when he doesn't touch me because his body is so hot. He helps me see a good reflection of myself. I love when he looks like a little boy. You know, it's like sometimes you can't really see beyond that, like, external of somebody. Like, you see this rough, tough man, you know, that Viking, but then, like, at certain points, like, the softness, like, it has no choice but to penetrate, and you just see the inner child just through the eyes, just gazing out. And I just love catching those moments, and it brings me so much joy. It brings me joy to hear his music here, to watch him with the cats, because, you know, like, there's 4 of them here and they need love, you know? They all need love. We all need love. And being able to give all of each other love, it just feels so good. Like, I can see him appreciating the love that we give him, and I really grandly appreciate the love that he's been giving me. And, you know, that's all it really takes to make any relationship work is continue to give each other love no matter what. You know, even though it's hard, sometimes things happen and there's bumps in the road or there's an argument, but it's always coming back to love, you know, and always just moving forward, because we are only human. And as long as somebody isn't physically hurting you, or if you don't feel like you can handle it, or if you're inflicting more trauma than growth, then it's important to get out of those relationships. But if you can just put yourself in the other person's shoes and realize that sometimes when anyone else has a breakdown or they have things that you don't agree with the way that their behavior is, you can say, okay, well, maybe there's something else going on. Maybe they do have trauma that prevents them from doing it. Maybe they're receiving inner guidance that isn't the highest for them to be doing certain things for whatever reason. And maybe it just isn't their time. Maybe they still have lessons to learn. So we can just forgive and trust in everybody's path. Trust in your own path. Everything happens exactly as it's meant to. So all the lessons will be learned, all the transformations will be made, so you can trust the universe and trust the process that this person that you're having issues with in the relationship is going to work through it. Not if you're poking the bear. You know, it's like whenever you tell somebody to do something, they never want to do it because you're trying to force their energy. But if you just allow them organically to come into the awareness of it, it all comes back to patience, really. Do you have the patience to wait for it organically to happen? Patience has been one of my biggest things I've been working with my whole journey. Look at this cute kitty. Oh, cute kitty. Oh, this is Starlight. That's Starlight. Magic's over there. That's my kitty. She's so cute. She has a white tip tail. And Lyra's up there sleeping, taking a little cat nap. It's about that time, you know? Well, that's what's going on with me and Dan. Doing our best to be love. All the time, you know? And not hold on to the lessons from the past, because that's how we get into these vicious cycles in our head, you know? Repeating these loops, these insane loops of thought and sadness and grief. And, you know, look around you. Let the proof be in the pudding. I'm glad that I held on, you know? I'm glad that I chose love. I'm glad that I didn't choose to run away and not face it and not really be in it and get through it and give him a chance, give love a chance. He always just, okay, you know what? Even if it doesn't work out, so what? I'll be fine. I've proven it to myself over and over again. But if it does work out, it always works out because the work is always pushing you forward in your evolution. As long as you can find your way back to love, everything is a lesson. You'll receive those downloads of what to do in the next time. You know, the next time the situation arises, you have a grander and grander reaction. And before you know it, that issue is not an issue anymore. And you've learned how to communicate and cohabitate and co-create with somebody in ways that you never really even expected. And that's love. And that's unity consciousness. Unconditional love. Understanding we're all the same. Sometimes when you meet somebody and you see what they're going on in their journey, it's just like, oh yeah, I remember that part of the journey for me. Yeah, it looked just about that horrible, looked just about that hard, but I got through it. And then you root for them. That's how it is. We're all here together on the same journey, going through the same things, learning about love and relationships and how to interact with one another and how to create and how to be in this world. What's your place? What's my place? What's our place? You know, my dream is a community, a self-sustainable community, and like Dan fits in every part of that. Like, he's strong, he is a good leader, he knows how to do so many different things. He knows how to build things. He is really a good protector. He's a really good motivator. He's an inspiration. He just is so driven. So, I know it's hard, like, when you have so much love for somebody and then the relationship changes and it's weird and no longer is it the same, and it's easy for us women to be like, oh, I hate him and we're never even gonna be friends. But that is our ego, that's not how we should be. Can't take it personal when someone chooses a different path. So it's like, still on the path, but it's just a little bit different of a relationship. So I still appreciate his presence, as long as we have that respect for one another. It's easy to lose that and really just kind of bash each other when you're angry. But we learned that that's not the way. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful that we're leading with compassion and kindness. And it's working. We're working together. My kitties love it too. They love that we're getting along. They love that it's happy family. So, blessings to all of you. I am going to include a couple things in the post. The holidays are coming up, and if you feel gracious and kind and generous and want to send us a blessing, I'm going to throw the donation links up in the description, and also our Amazon wish list. There are a few things on there that would be really extremely helpful, and we are fortunate enough to have somewhere we can have packages delivered, so it will go directly to a location that we can go and pick it up. So if you're interested in sending a blessing for the holidays, we would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for always being here for us and supporting our art and our journey, and sending emotional support without everybody on social media. I know it seems ridiculous to some, but for me, like, I've met the majority of my longest soul family on Facebook, and that's incredible. It's such a big tool for the consciousness movement and the awakening and everything else. And I owe all my credit to finding God to social media, really. So I love you. If you have any questions, you want to chat, need a session, you want to make a donation, or you want to order something cool and fancy and handmade, hit me up. I love you. Have a great day.